joining us for the WAND Inside the Illini season preview special. We are on the cusp of another Illinois hoops season. Lots of anticipation for both the men's and women's team to see what they can accomplish on the court this season.
Yeah, I mean, both programs made the NCAA tournament last year in a historic campaign for the Illini. Now it's a new opportunity with fresh storylines, a challenging new schedule. Hopefully some of that popcorn that Brad Underwood loves so much after the games.
Yeah, but okay, what's on tap here today? A one-on-one interview with Adina and Champaign native Kylan Boswell. Jake chatted with women's head coach Shauna Green about the growth of the program. Later on, Mark Tupper even stops by to discuss this upcoming season.
That's right, but before all of that, let's talk some of the biggest topics concerning the upcoming season. The men's team opening the season at number 17 in the AP Top 25 preseason poll. This marks the 5th time under head coach Brad Underwood the team has been preseason ranked. This is also the 21st time in program history the Illini are preseason ranked. Illinois is also one of 6 Big Ten teams that are ranked. They also are joined by top-seeded Purdue, Michigan at number 7, UCLA at 12, 22 is number Michigan State, and Wisconsin at number 24. The Illini are also the winningest team in the Big Ten play over the last 6 years and have won the Big Ten championship 3 of the last 5 seasons. And while it's a new year, a few key faces are returning to the roster this season, most notably Kylan Boswell, Tomislav Ivicic, and Ben Hammerkaus, 3 out of the 5 starters from last year. The trio were consistently in the starting rotation where they combined for over 1,100 of the team's nearly 3,000 points last season. Boswell is sure to be a vocal leader in the locker room, on and off the court again this year. Tommy had a chance to enter the NBA draft, but opted to gain extra experience with Illinois, and Ben has spent the offseason putting on more muscle mass. Jake Davis also making his return and should provide a boost off the bench when his name is called.
I think our leadership has been so advanced from a year ago, and maybe on the same level as it was the year we had TJ. We're able to move through practice at a better pace. Those guys are coaching. Those guys are leading. They're our hardest workers. They know the pace with which we go. And each and every one of them, and I don't think Kylan gets enough love, enough talk for how good an offseason he has had. He's taken the end of last year and just really magnified it and turned that into a positive end, and he's leading on both ends of the court.
Hey, there's a lot of new faces too. While the rest of the country chases transfers, Brad Underwood is focused overseas. He's put a big emphasis on recruiting European talent, and when asked about it, he said straight up, they just care more. That mindset helped Illinois land Mihailo Petrovic from Serbia, freshman David Mirkovic from Montenegro, and Arkansas transfer from Croatia, Zvonimir Ivicic.
Now let's talk about a little bit more about the Ivicic twins, Tommy and Big Z. The pair of 7-footers should have a big impact on the floor this season thanks to their size, but they also don't shy away from shooting three-pointers, where they both average around 36%. Now Z ranked 2nd in the SEC last season with 66 blocks, averaging almost 2 per game, and then Tommy contributed heavily in the possession battle for Illinois, getting a team-high 7.7 rebounds per game, while also averaging a second-best 13 points as well.
I'm excited. I've been playing with him my whole life, so it's nothing new for me. I know what I can get from him, what this team can get from him. He knows what he can get from me. It's just a big advantage, knowing what the other player is going to do in every moment and what he's capable of. And it's going to be a good year.
We can both spread the court, we can both shoot. So I think that's going to be, really good for our guards to attack and everything. And we have length, height. So I think it's going to be really good.
Another familiar face that will hopefully return with the Illini, but may take him a bit. Plenty of questions still surrounding the health of Ty Rogers. He was part of the Illinois run to the Elite Eight 2 years ago, but opted to redshirt last season. He is expected to play again this season with Illinois, but sustained a leg injury over the summer. Brad Underwood says there is no true time frame for when he can be expected back, but during the team media day earlier in October, Ty did confirm that he partially tore his patella tendon, and he says while it has been tough during the recovery process, he is continuing to work on being the leader on and off the court for when he's able to return.
Just taking it day by day, whatever Justin and Coach Fletch and my PT, the people I work with, whatever they have for me, just going through that process and just taking it day by day. I'm continuing to work on my leadership skills, as you said. A lot of the younger guys, when you're coming in, they look for older guys, and it helps them feel comfortable. So just being there for the younger guys and helping them in as many ways as I can.
Some other injuries to keep an eye on right now. Andrei Stojakovic hasn't practiced with the team in over a month as he deals with a knee injury. And while we still wait for a status update, Brad Underwood says Mihailo Petrovic is dealing with a sprained ankle and a hamstring problem.
Now, fans are used to that daunting Big Ten schedule, and this year they'll see some big-time teams from around the country, too. Texas Tech comes to town on November 11th before heading to Chicago to face Alabama. They play UConn on Black Friday in Madison Square Garden, and then they head to Nashville to face Tennessee in a rematch from a great game last year. That game against the Vols is December 6th. They close out a brutal non-conference schedule against Missouri in the bragging rights game in St. Louis on December 2nd. Jake, you're talking about Shauna Green.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take a statistician to understand what she's been able to do and completely change the culture around Illini women's basketball. But if you got to go by the numbers, 63 wins in just under 100 games over the course of 3 seasons. Pretty impressive resume. They also registered their first postseason championship with the WBIT in 2024, not to mention getting 6 wins against top 25 opponents over the course of her 3 years there. And attendance up 300% since she's first started taking over, an average over just over 5K every single game, 3rd highest average in school history. And even last season, when they were plagued by injuries, they still battled into the NCAA tournament and won their first round matchup, showing the tenacity of the Illini program. And that's left an impression on the up-and-comers. Now, some of the key faces making a major comeback this year will be junior Gretchen Dolan, who missed most of last season due to an injury, but had a stellar freshman season. We also got Jasmine Brown-Hager, who played a pivotal role helping endure the year plagued by those injuries, ranking 3rd on the team in 3-pointers and steals, plus Barry Wallace, hoping to build on her freshman year performance, where she set a program record in 3-point percentage, hitting around 39.7% of her shots. More on this is going to come from that Shauna Green one-on-one later on.
And Coach Green didn't waste any time picking up new faces in the portal either. One of the newcomers is guard Maddie Weber. She spent 2 years at Villanova earning all Big East honors. Another big get was Peoria native Aaliyah Guyton. She transferred home in conference after playing last season at Iowa. Both say they decided to come to Illinois after seeing what Coach Green has accomplished in just a short time.
And we're just getting started after the break. I sit down with Champaign native Kylan Boswell as we talk why he came back to Champaign and the personalities the European players are bringing to the team this year and the expectations they have for themselves. Thanks for sticking with us. Back in March, after the season came to an end, it was pretty easy to guess which players would be back this year. Senior Kylan Boswell, heading into his last year of college basketball, is looking to soak up every moment with the orange and blue. All right, Kylan. Year 2 here with Illinois. What made you want to come back to Illinois for one more year?
When I first hit the portal, since my sophomore year, the first people to hit me and my dad were Coach Brad and Coach Jeff. So for me, it was not a question when I'm going to come transfer here. I'm from here, family and friends who haven't seen me since play in 8th grade. When I moved to California, they have a chance to come watch me 5 minutes down the road. So that was no question for me when I finished out my career, and there's no reason to leave.
From Champaign, Illinois, Kylan Boswell, just how big of a full circle was that for you to know, hey, you're playing for the team you grew up watching?
I've said it many times, blessing and nostalgia for sure. Being a fan, being with my dad in the stands, watching the orange and blue, watching Malcolm Hill, those guys play, and now getting to represent my hometown. And see how much love I get when you come out to the end too. There's no unbelievable feeling.
And we talked to you in March up in Milwaukee after that loss. You said there was no doubt in your mind you were coming back for another year. What made you so, determined and for sure that you were coming back one more year?
It's kind of, like I said on my post, unfinished business for us. I think we had a really good special group last year, and we just came out kind of short. So I wanted to come back. Coach Underwood told me from the jump that he's going to need me to be more vocal and be type of a leader and have a more impactful role for this team. And I embraced that head on, and I was really excited. And
off-season wise, what did you do just to become that leader on and off the court this year?
I took a lot of time mentally. I think getting away from the game sometimes is good for people. You never want to feel that burnout sensation or something like that. So I took a lot of time mentally, learned meditation, started reading more this past summer. And I think the biggest thing was just kind of accepting the type of guy that I'm needed to be on and off the court. And no one wants to listen to somebody who's burning both ends of the candle. So continuously working on myself as a person and as a man on and off the court, I think that was the biggest role for me.
And what type of leader are you hoping to be this year with a lot of new guys this year?
I think same way I was doing last year, is guys I can lean on and trust. I've played in any big game you can probably think of. I've done March Madness all 3 years. I know exactly what it takes to get there and what it takes to stay, and I know what it takes to lose, which is the biggest thing. So for me, I think having those guys understand where I'm coming from a place of love, coming from a place where somebody knows what they're talking about, who's experienced it, I think that's been the biggest thing.
And 3 out of the 5 starters from last year coming back, you, Tommy, Ben, Jake coming off the bench. What are you guys hoping to bring to this team with some of those new guys to, hopefully make that run again?
I think us understanding what Coach Underwood wants, expects from us day in and day out. The everyday guy, that's our motto. That's who we are as Illini. So coming into the summer, we kind of just held that expectation. We had the guys lean on us, trust us, and know that we did this last year. Coach Underwood can be sometimes fiery and kind of a feisty guy, but he's coming from a great place. So us knowing exactly what he wants, I think it helped our team get to a big jump. A
lot of international kids this year. One, what do they bring to this team, and just how are they helping you improve as a player also?
Off the court, they bring a bunch of idiocracy sometimes. No, but they're great guys. I think playing with Europeans for my past 4 years now, their knowledge of basketball is one of a kind. They are extremely smart, and I also think it's good to have kind of different perspectives in life and cultural differences. And now I definitely have a bunch of tour guides when I ever want to go travel the country. But no, they came here with an open mind, and I think embodied our spirit.
And just how excited are you for the season and what this team can possibly accomplish?
This is my last year, senior, being a leader for this team and my hometown. It's nothing more people can dream of to be in a position like I am today. I'm just really blessed for everything that God has given me and my family has put me in this position. I'm really excited to be one of these guys for this team, and I think this year we can do something special.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kyle, and good luck this year.
Thank you, guys.
All right, awesome stuff, guys. Well, as we've already shared, the women's basketball program at Illinois has completely transformed under head coach Shauna Green, and still ahead on Inside the Illini. Coach and I sit one-on-one and discuss her excitement behind a new team, plus the lasting legacy left by those who led the team to its first NCAA tournament appearance in 20 years. All right, now we welcome in head coach of the Illini women's basketball team, Shauna Green. Shauna, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. We're really excited, looking forward to everything that this program has been building for the last several seasons and everything that you and the team have accomplished. I want to start off by just asking, what excites you the most about having the opportunity to go out on the floor this season and bring back, some fresh faces, but also plenty of new ones as well?
I think just that in itself is the kind of the unknown, and we're young, we have a lot of new faces, but that's really exciting. They're such a talented group with a lot of potential, and just seeing the process kind of unfold and come together is going to be really fun to watch for us as a staff, and then I think for our community and all of our fans.
I know that it's going to be an adjustment for fans who are coming into the building. They're not going to see Jen, they're not going to see Kendall out there on the floor this season, but for the returners that have stepped up over the course of the summer workouts, who really excites you for some of the different people that they're going to expect to see on the floor this year?
Yeah, that's one thing. Our fans are going to have to probably look at their media guide a little bit more than they have the past few years. And obviously we missed those seniors that graduated. They were just such a key piece and left such a legacy. I'm really excited about it. We have so many new people, I can't just pick out one. Our returners have all really stepped up. Obviously Barry had a great season last year. Jazz was absolutely critical. We bring her back. And then Gretchen, she missed most of the season last year with an injury, and now she's looking good and healthy. So I think those guys kind of set the tone as returners.
That was kind of a bigger storyline last season, was just how you guys battled through those injuries, and it's just kind of a tale of the tape, or something that some teams have to deal with. For you guys, do you kind of look back at last year and say, hey, we were battle tested, we had the depth that was able to power through this?
Obviously you want every team in the country to stay healthy. It's a number one thing, and obviously last year we faced a lot of adversity through injuries. Could not be more proud of the resiliency, the grit, the toughness that our group really showed and embodied. That's what I want Illinois basketball to be about: gritty, tough, no matter what, we're going to get back up and we're going to keep fighting. And I think we showed that.
Even with a younger roster, you can just see that these girls, they want to go out there, they want to take this season by the reins. So what was a big emphasis for you throughout the course of the summer workouts with such a new group and getting everybody familiarized with their roles and what they're going to be?
Yes, you know, the number one thing this summer that we really focused on was setting the tone of our core values and them to understand what it is, the standards, the expectations, the foundation. You can't build anything that's going to sustain and last and, like you said, endure some of those tough times if you don't have a strong foundation of who you are.
Well, I'm sure that any fan, alumni, student will tell you that everything that this team is building towards and continues to work for has been impressive every step of the way. What should they be most excited for, and why should they go into State Farm Center and watch you guys this season?
I think like what I said earlier, you know, I know everyone came out the last couple of years because they felt super connected to that group, and obviously they had been here, they had stayed here. But I think now it's a little bit about the unknown, right? So I think that hopefully will drive some excitement to let's go out and see what this team is like. Like, we want to get this program to really where we want to get it. We need the community. I appreciate them, so blessed to be in a place that they love women's basketball. But like I said, I want to continue to push for even more.
That continuous progression has been evident ever since you came here, and it's been incredible to watch this journey. We're looking forward to watching every step of the way and looking forward to covering you this season. So best of luck. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, Shauna Green has got that program rolling. Hey, stick around for a special edition of Tupper's Take. Mark Tupper and I will talk expectations for the start of this season and all the new faces that will suit up this year and how the Visage twins will be paired together. A special edition of Tupper's Take. Mark has been so gracious to join us for our special, and you know, we think we're going to have a good Illinois basketball team this year, but some injuries here heading into the start of the year.
Yep, and in the exhibition game, we had 4 guys who are all potential starters who didn't play, and they still look pretty darn good. So I think at the start of the season, we might see some bumpy patches from them. They're going to play some really good non-conference games, mainly because some of these guys just haven't played together, and it takes a little bit of time. I think by January, however, this team will start to mesh and click. They're bigger. They're better offensively. Brad hiring Cameron Crocker as an assistant coach and basically handing him the defense and saying, you're the defensive coordinator, find some new things for us to do. That's a cool move. And I think they'll be better defensively. Nobody get nervous. If they lose some of those games, they have some bumpy patches early, they'll get all that figured out. So I'm really high on this team, Ben.
A lot of new faces, somebody that you're specifically excited to see.
I haven't seen Andrei Stojakovic, but I know what he's all about. His dad was a great NBA player. He averaged almost 18 a game at Cal last year. He's exactly what they need. He will be the guy that I'm most excited to see. And then Mihajlo Petrovic, who I've not seen, 22-year-old point guard. I think he'll probably come off the bench, but will get a lot of minutes. He's fast, he plays downhill. He really gives them another component. And then the 2 Ivisic guys together or individually, however Brad wants to do it, that's going to be the other storyline. How does Brad pair these guys?
Yeah.
What combinations does he fall in love with?
They're huge.
Yeah, and they'll have some combinations that are for offense, some combinations that are better for defense. I think fans, come along for the ride. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm with you on Andrei Stojakovic. Can
Yep.
really shoot it. Mark, thanks so much. Really
Thank you,
appreciate
Ben.
it.
All right, obviously he's excited. Any games you guys are excited that are on the schedule that you're looking forward to?
Look, I love Big 12 basketball, so Texas Tech, I think that's going to be a really
Yeah.
fun one.
The
That
first
one's going to
test,
be a
for
shootout,
sure.
too. I mean, teams, they always let it fly in those sorts of matchups.
absolutely.
I'm looking for the revenge game against Tennessee this year
Yeah.
in Nashville. That's something that they talked about wanting to maybe do a little bit more in the future, is these not so neutral site games, because
Sure.
they got Alabama at
then
the
we're going
United
up to-
Center, too. Yeah, so, but I'm looking for them to try and go get revenge against Tennessee this season.
Awesome. Well, that's going to do it for us. It's going to be a fun season for us to cover both the men's and women's team. That's it for Inside the Illini Basketball Season Preview. For Jake Bedell, Ben Mackey, I'm Adina Balthazar. Have a great night.